Alright guys, I think it's time we have this discussion again. I'm pretty sure we did this last year when Junkenstein's Revenge came out, and all they did was change the bosses. They added the Summoner, which was Symmetra. They gave her obviously the ridiculous dragon skin, and it was awesome. It was beautiful. However, we fast forward to 2018. In fact, to today, ladies and gentlemen, this event is 3 years old now. That's a long, old time. Ladies and gentlemen, 2016, 2017, 2018. Now, I remember when this event dropped the first time, it was like, oh my god, this is like literally the best thing we have ever seen. It's a PvE experience in Overwatch. Okay, it's limited PvE, but it's still PvE. We're working together as a team. It opens a possibility of all kinds of stuff. Things like, are we going to see raids? Are we going to see like dungeon play? All this stuff. Yeah, and then we just get this again. Now, am I right to feel disappointed here? Because let's be real, Overwatch is a difficult game to develop, and a lot of stuff has been made for Overwatch. Like, I've been seeing a lot of conversations where people are like, oh yeah, you know, Blizzard, they don't really give us any content for this game. It's like, are you kidding me? Do you know how many new heroes there have been? How many new maps there have been? All of the balance changes. There has been loads of changes to Overwatch. The problem is, and this is where I think this gets amplified, is the players that come back to Overwatch for these events are just seeing the same thing again. So they're like, well, what the hell? This isn't worth playing because they don't play competitive, or they don't play quick play, or they don't play the arcade maybe daily. Now, here's the thing, right? And this is maybe me trying to be a little bit of a realist here, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe Blizzard are happy with that. Maybe Blizzard are like, look, Overwatch has been a success, and now it's got a decent player base. It's got a decent esports scene, and we're kind of happy with that. There's no need to be breaking our backs, making loads of new content, and all of that good stuff. However, on the other side of the argument, yeah, well, there's me, and I'm like, I want to see everything. You know what I'm like? I want to see loads of stuff. Like, I love this game. I want to see loads of content. Well, let's just take a look at this event so far, because it's actually not that bad. So, skins, arguably, this has been the best event for skins. All of the skins are ridiculous, like insane quality. Again, I've seen some discussion where people are like, well, the Sombra skin doesn't really make sense because that doesn't really fit Sombra's sort of MO, a whole sort of character. But hey, it looks cool, right? Whatever. All the skins are good. I think they're cool. We get a redesigned, and I use the term redesign kind of lightly because the map's still the same, but the Chateau map has been Halloweenified, right? So we've got lanterns, we've got Halloween decoration and all of that over the map. That's cool. And which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the announcement trailer for this event is really, really good. It's got a lot of custom animation work in it as well, which I really like. So really good event trailer there from Blizzard. But it kind of does look like the event takes place in the Chateau, but it doesn't, because the event is just Junkenstein's Revenge. And it's exactly the same. Actually, it's a bit different because you can play Tracer and you can play Torb and you can play Brigitte now, which isn't really much of a change, is it? They've just enabled a few heroes and gone, there you go. Go ahead, guys, and play these heroes in that mode. Now, of course, we've got Endless mode, which again makes a return, which isn't really endless because it does kind of end. But there is that, and that's kind of it. Why not just open the entire roster to selection in this mode? Like, who cares? Like, it doesn't really matter, you know what I mean? I know there's cheese comps. I know there's things you can do where you can just sit in a corner and probably sit with an Orisa or something and just like farm away with a Bastion, most likely, just killing everybody and a Mercy. Yeah, we're gonna see that. It's gonna be cheese, but why not just let us do it, right? All right, let's go back to some comments that Jeff made. Now, Jeff has said they are no longer focusing on events. Now, they got a massive amount of negative feedback from the Summer Games. This is because it was the same event again for 3 years on the bounce, exactly the same. The only thing we get different, a couple of skins, which were, you know, some were good, some were like, okay, of course, in my opinion. But that's kind of it, right? It's like, okay, we get a new map, as they call it, which actually isn't a new map. It's just a new sort of skybox and like background decoration behind the Lucio Ball Arena. That's okay. It was Busan. It was maybe tied into the fact that they were going to announce the Busan map after the fact and also show us the Diva trailer, because remember, Summer Games came out before the whole Korean Fan Fest where they showed off all of that content. So my question is, what have they been doing with development time? Now, I know the devs, and I've met quite a few of them, but it's not like I know them like they're my greatest friends ever and we're going out for meals and all of that stuff. No, but I know that they are very hardworking, and they wouldn't want to sit here and be like, yeah, we're just making these lax events. There's got to be a reason for this, right? These events are what drove the popularity of Overwatch. I don't think anybody can disagree with me there. Yes, things like the great character design, that all works in favor of Overwatch. But the events, the speculation surrounding what new events would be, new items, new skins, all of that stuff. That's what drew people in. Now we've got this problem where people who come back to the game would just look at this and go, it's just the same event, like what? And then just leave. They're not going to play. Now, maybe with Blizzard statistics, they look at that and think, hey, this got so-and-so to log back in. It was a good result. Now, I'd love to see usage statistics for players in Overwatch. We can kind of tell, like, if we look at things like YouTube views and stream views and add them together, you can see they're going down over time. So, less interest in the game. But why is that? It's not our fault as content creators. It's Blizzard's fault, and I use that with, like, kind of air quotes, that they're not causing people to be as engaged with the game. Now, remember, Overwatch is a 3-year-old game at this point. It's getting on a bit. People have played Overwatch. They know what it's like. It's no longer the new sort of hot thing, and it hasn't been the new hot thing for 2 years. But there's surely still things they can do. So let's go back to this idea of what the hell are the devs doing? Now, there's two options here. They're either just going into a holding pattern with Overwatch. It's been a success. We'll just continue to release heroes. We'll continue to release maps. We'll do 3 heroes a year. We'll do a couple of maps a year. That's all we're really going to do. We'll recycle the events. We'll do skins and cosmetics. And that's fine. And it's almost run with a skeleton crew. Or they're actually using all of this time to build something huge for the game. Now, again, this goes back to me wanting the Earth for the game and being like, well, hey, man, I wish we get a major expansion. I wish we get to see, like, maybe a new faction or a new story direction or something that is major enough to change the game that we wouldn't mind paying for as players, a full-on expansion pack for Overwatch. I don't think anybody at this point would mind about that. Of course, the other argument is that, yes, we've been getting, they did say, buy the game and all the updates will be free, and they have been free. You don't have to buy any of these updates. But they do want you to buy loot boxes, right? And I think at the end of the day, decisions in and around this game will most likely come down to money. If the game stops making money based on the amount of development hours put into it or the amount of resources Blizzard put into it, then they'll make changes. If it makes money with its current loot system, the loot boxes, then hey, maybe they're happy with that. I've said before in videos in the past, you look at Fortnite. Fortnite's monetization system is like the evolution of this sort of loot boxy system, where you can just go in and buy the skins directly. Whatever you want, you can buy it straight away. With Blizzard, it's different. With Overwatch, it's different. It's loot boxes, and it's frustrating, right? If you don't want, like, if I want this soldier skin, you can see I've got the soldier skin. I just straight up bought the soldier skin with credits. So by the way, Soldier is insane right now. The buffs to Soldier are ridiculous. He feels so good. Anyway, I just went and bought that skin because I played loads of Overwatch. So obviously I've got loads of credits. I can pay 3,000 to buy it. If I hadn't had those credits, I'd have to buy loot boxes. Now, would I get it in the loot boxes? Probably, if I bought 50 loot boxes. Now, again, that's like £35 in the UK. That's almost the price of a game, essentially. There is a promotion going on at the moment where you get 10 extra loot boxes if you buy 50 loot boxes. So you can see already they're starting to try these little mini things. It's like, hey, you get some of this, you get some of that. Little bonuses, little add-ons. But I just hope that what they are doing is spending their time working on something massive. And we're going to get a major announcement. So it's like a bait and switch. Yeah, I know there was the dev update where Jeff said, look, we're not working on events. We are working on balance changes and stuff like that. If that's true, and if that's what takes up all the dev time, I'm going to be kind of sad because, yeah, these changes are kind of okay for some heroes. They do switch the game up in interesting ways. But my issue is, without renewing interest for the average player, without giving us something more, is it enough to keep people invested in Overwatch? And are we just going to see the constant decline of this game, which I really don't want to see? And then you've got the other things like, hey, maybe there'll be Overwatch 2. Well, I don't think there'll ever be an Overwatch 2. I think what we will get, or hopefully, is some sort of expansion at BlizzCon. Is this just wishful thinking, though, ladies and gentlemen? You let me know about this in the comments below. Like, I want to be there in November, recording content which is new. Things which are not just minor upgrades to the LFG system, which are not just here's a new hero and here's a new map, but it's like, this is a completely new way to play Overwatch. This is a major expansion. These are, our plans for the future. Maybe a major story expansion. Just something to get people reinvested back into the game again. Instead of like, well, I've played this event for 37 minutes. And then I was like, well, that's probably it. Actually, I played it again this morning to record this footage you're watching now. But if I wasn't making a YouTube video on this, I probably wouldn't have even bothered with that. You see my problem? Like, I'm just like, okay, I'm out of here. Now I'm just going to go back to competitive. But how many players do that? But then I'm going to go into competitive and maybe get a bad game. And then maybe I play another game and then I get another bad game because, trolls, whatever's going on in the match. And I'm like, well, do I really want to be spending my time playing this? There's other games coming out now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa, this is Unit Lost, and I will catch you lot on the next one. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Toodaloo.